You know your PowerPoint is bad when the only sound in the room is someone's stomach growling, and it's more engaging than your slides. So there I was, tasked with delivering a high-impact presentation. To my team, high impact, right. The last time a PowerPoint had any impact was when someone fell asleep, dropped their laptop, and created a sound louder than the actual speaker. But I knew the stakes. A boring presentation doesn't just kill attention, it kills reputations. Nobody remembers the guy with the 40-slide deck of bullet points. They remember him as that guy who put me into a medically induced coma at 2 p.m. The thing about corporate presentations is that they are less about sharing information and more about surviving with dignity. The conference room itself is like a psychological experiment. Fluorescent lights, the faint hum of the AC, and a projector that takes 8 minutes to warm up, just long enough for you to question your career choices. And then, the slides. Oh, the slides. Nothing screams I gave up on life like a white background, Argyle font, and 20 bullet points that look like they were copy-pasted from a legal disclaimer. I realized early on that the PowerPoint is not your weapon, it's your trap, your real weapon, keeping people awake. If they're awake, they might listen. If they listen, they might not report you to HR for unnecessary suffering. So here are the hacks I picked up each. Learn the hard way. Step 1. Make your slides so simple, even a sleep-deprived intern can decode them. Once upon a time, I put everything I knew on a single slide: charts, numbers, key points, motivational quotes, and maybe even a lost cat poster. It was a Picasso of confusion. People didn't just zone out. They actually frowned like they were trying to solve a Sudoku puzzle. Lesson learned. One slide, one idea. If I can't explain it in under 8 words, it doesn't deserve to exist. My new motto: if your slide needs a microscope, it belongs in a research paper, not a meeting. Step 2. Images are your best friends. And no, not the random stock photo of smiling business people pointing at a laptop. That just screams, I don't care either. Instead, I started using pictures that actually told a story. Want to talk about company growth? Show a plant sprouting, not a bar chart that looks like Tetris on level 9. Talk about customer frustration. Slap in a meme of someone screaming into the void. People don't remember pie charts. They remember the picture of the cat that perfectly captured their Monday mood. Step 3. Fonts. Yes, fonts matter. If your font looks like it was designed for a gravestone, so does your presentation. I once presented in Times New Roman, and I swear I could feel the audience aging in real time. Since then, I upgraded to clean, bold fonts that actually let people read without squinting. Bonus tip. Size 12 font doesn't just make you look lazy, it makes you look evil. If your audience needs binoculars, you've already lost them. Now, here's where the real fun begins. Even with good slides, the danger is your voice. You know the type, the monotone drone that turns every sentence into a lullaby. I once watched a coworker present in such a flat tone that the meeting notes practically needed a defibrillator, so I forced myself to exaggerate. Not too much this ISNT Broadway, but enough to sound like I might actually care about what I am saying. A slight raise of the voice, a pause, maybe even a sarcastic sigh. Suddenly, people weren't just awake, they were chuckling, which is corporate gold, because laughter is basically applause in disguise. And then comes the interactivity hack. Here's the secret. Ask a question nobody really has to answer. Like, raise your hand if you've ever been stuck in a meeting that could have been an email. Boom, instant engagement, instant sympathy. Nobody raises their hand, but everyone smirks. And smirks mean you've won. But my personal favorite hack, the strategic fake ending. Around slide 8, when I know attention is circling the drain, I say, and that's all I have for today. Pause, watch the relief spread across the room, and then hit them with, just kidding, 5 more slides. It's cruel. Yes, but it jolts people awake like an espresso shot. The real ending, when it finally comes, feels like a gift from the heavens. They leave thinking, that wasn't so bad. Manipulative, sure. Effective, absolutely. By the end of my journey into presentation survival, I had cracked the code. It's not about dazzling people with data or dazzling them with design. It's about making sure they don't walk out of the room wondering how much they'd pay to never hear your voice again. So, the next time you're staring at a blank slide at midnight, remember this. PowerPoint isn't a test of knowledge, it's a test of empathy. If you care enough to make your audience laugh, nod, or at least not cry, you're already presenting like a legend. And if all else fails, just unplug the projector and say, sorry, technical issues. It's the only guaranteed standing ovation in corporate history.